Bogard scot-free in every sense of the word. I keep my hands clean, sanitized. I've been analyzed the streets, found a way. Now I charge your finest fee. Moutier, the lifestyle blinding me. Gotta be an angle here. It's all geometry. It was all a dream. Like the late great notorious, the road less traveled, the road less glorious.
The abyss of these bubblegate bitches. Still I rise in the midst of demons, blocking views and pictures. On the slide of future menus, looks bright on the new venues. Press it on wax, watch the saga continue. Lessons, the fact, it's all something we've been through. But when pain's no longer holding pain, that's just something I don't do. Ventilation's a healthy process to a regimen focused with lit views. Don't fall for traps, don't be confused, don't let them get you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It's Sunday. Gonna do a little NASCAR today. Woo! And we brought on a little special guest today, Andrew, our man Andrew, is gonna be our local expert for NASCAR. So let's get things started. Let's bring Andrew in and welcome in.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys.
What's up,
Happy
brother?
race day for everyone out there.
Woo-hoo!
Yep.
So,
go ahead.
no, dude, go ahead. I mean,
Excited for this day in
yourself.
California. First time with the 670 package. Let's get it on.
So you guys excited for today? This should be an interesting race. You know, some issues that could move some cars to the back. You know, it could cause some issues with fantasy or with daily fantasy, I should say. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. Talk about some of the issues, and then talk about obviously some of our top plays, and then some of that stuff. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about some of the notes we got here, and we'll go from there.
Yep, let's get into it.
So I went back. I like doing the top 10s first, just for the last couple of years.
Sure.
They didn't have this race last year because of COVID, based on what I can see. Before that, in 2020, Alex Bowman won, and Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch right after him, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and then obviously Jimmy Johnson, who's not racing anymore, and then Eric Almirola and Kevin Harvick and Eric Jones were the top 10 from that year. Then I go back to 2018, like all the way back to 2018 at least. So then we had Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, Eric Almirola, and then Austin Dillon. And then back to 2018, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney, Jimmy Johnson once again, and then Austin Dillon. So at least in like the top 10s, like for the last couple of years here, you see a lot of similar names. That's kind of the thing that really stood out to me about this race.
Yeah, I would say like guys like Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., although he's kind of fallen off in the last two races, but he used to be really dominant in 2018, 2017. The old Penske duo of like Joey, Brad, and even Blaney, they're going to be some guys I would expect to be up there and running really decent with this package, or at this track before with your past history.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of bigger names too do well here, typically, at least.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, Martin Truex. I mean, you're like you said, it's pretty much the same kind of top people. Joey Logano.
Yeah, a lot of Keselowski's up there too lately, but we ain't gonna talk about him too much.
Yeah, because he's with the new team now with the Roush Fenway Keselowski.
Yeah, a lot of people that don't like him.
Let's get into some notes.
Yeah, after last week, it probably no one's gonna like him.
Just crash everybody else, but not himself, apparently. So.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
I mean, he's already got a couple of feuds with other drivers as it is anyway, so it's not helping himself out. So initially, these were just kind of ones that I threw together initially based on the multiplier, kind of where they're starting or where they were at least starting. Some of these guys are moving to the back potentially now. So I think we were talking pre-show. Kyle Larson is moving to the back then.
Yeah, he is moving to the back because they have an electrical issue within the car, and so they're counting that as an unapproved adjustment, and usual unapproved adjustments always go to the back.
Yeah, so at least he was starting in 13th, so I wouldn't consider him like completely out of play either. Like if he was way up towards the front, there'd be a worse place differential, but it's kind of hard too with the 1x multiplier here. It's going to be a little bit more interesting on the SuperDraft perspective. Then we had Denny Hamlin that was at 1. He's starting in 4th place. Kevin Harvick at 1.1. He starts in 32nd. I think you said he had something during the qualifiers or practice, right?
Yeah, he was literally the first car to spin out and hit the wall. I mean, the back end just came out and it hit the wall, and yeah, they just were like, practice done, no qualifying. We're just gonna go repair the car. Thankfully, they did not go to a backup, so I don't know how his primary car worked out since he got 0 practice, literally 0 practice. So
I mean, it could be a lot worse, but I mean, there's the potential for the place differential there for sure. Were we saying Kozlowski is starting towards the back too, or not? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think
potentially
he was on the back because he spun in qualifying, just coming out of turn 2. He just spun in. Thankfully, he did not hit the wall, but they ended up throwing him on the flatbed truck, and it just trucked him out of there.
Okay, so he's still listed as 9th, but he's probably towards the back now. So
1.15, 1.15 multiplier there too.
Yeah, somehow I got rid of that.
I know, I get it.
Was that something else? But so that makes it interesting with the place differential. Obviously, he's somebody that has had success here. I think you said he's on a different team now, too. So a lot of factors around him too, and people might be pissed off at him from last week still too.
Yeah, they might end up taking him out, although it is highly advised to take out people nowadays. But yeah, I think from watching him in practice, he was definitely somewhat faster, and like it exceeded like my expectations on how he would run in that Roush Fenway car since sorry, not Roush Fenway now. RFK used to be Roush Fenway, but that car was, in my opinion, was not fast at these ovals, and really you could only use them at super speedway. So just going out there and really just putting like a top 15, top 10 time, I want to say that just really surprised me. And so he might be a sneaky play, but I would not prioritize him too much.
Yeah. Especially like if he's going on the back, it's just hard with that place differential too. Because even if you're still getting even if you get top 10, you kind of even out. Then we got Kyle Busch. He's at 1.2. He's starting in 3rd. So obviously, when you got somebody that's really high up there too, you can talk about laps led bonus and everything like that too. And obviously, he's got a guy that's raced really well here in the past.
Yeah, he and both Kyles are really my favorite for this weekend. Kyle Busch, he kind of screwed up in the first group, but like he ended up coming back and rebounding, I want to say. If not, he has somewhat, I want to say he has the second best 10-lap average. So like 10-lap average is like you run straight up 10 laps, and if you're fast, then in those 10 laps, that's good. And I'm really predicting a lot of green flag runs today. Although yesterday in Xfinity we had a ton of cautions, so who knows?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And then there was that note too, like he is not going to the back for the little issue he had too, supposedly. So
yeah, they had to, I want to say, like I said, they had to replace the transaxle. So I know that was a big part. If you watch the clash, I mean, it took out Reddick, it took out Briscoe, 2 like guys in the top 10. So am I a bit worried? Not too much. But I would just keep that in the mind. Keep that in mind.
Let's see where that was at. Because I had a tweet. Yeah, so then we got Martin Truex. He's had some success here. You said he's not running quite as nice now, though, but he starts in 12th. So there's a little bit of place differential if he does pretty well. Multiplier's all right, too.
I will admit that, from just watching like other fantasy NASCAR stuff, that apparently this package, it's somewhat similar to how he ran in the dominating formats in like 2018, 2017. So I was kind of high on him just because of that, but I just through the practice and whatnot, he looks decent, I guess. I would honestly go down if you're really going for another Joe Gibbs racing car. I don't know if you have him. Oh, no, you don't have him. I think he's starting 19th, Christopher Bell. He looks pretty decent. And well, he's in Joe Gibbs racing car, so they're usually supposed to be good. And he starts 19th. That gets you some place differential right there.
1.25, 1.25 multiplier.
Yeah. So they're the same multiplier, a couple spots behind him. So the next one I just had down there is Bubba Wallace. He starts in 34th. He's got a decent multiplier. Like he's probably not gonna get up at the top, but he's the guy that can get you some place differential at the very least.
He ended up going 7th in practice, but honestly, a lot of practice times they came from just running that first lap and That's pretty much your fastest lap. He eventually ended up spinning out in turn 1. I kind of not really tank slap, but like his right rear, I would say, hit the wall, so they had to repair, and now he's going to the back. So that's why he's starting 34th. But
Well,
yeah,
he can't get much further back than he already is. So
yeah, only put down 4 laps, so he's kind of like that Kevin Harvick guy, just not a lot of practice. It's basically a risk and a high risk and a high reward. It's just, yeah, do you really want to risk it so much for the place differential?
Yeah.
What's up, David? What's up, man? Welcome in, brother.
Yeah.
Hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, then we have Ryan
David's
Blaney
man.
after that. So we have Ryan Blaney after that. He's at 1.252. He starts in 6th. So I think he's somebody I'd probably be pretty interested in this one.
Yeah, I would too. He's the similar track to Auto Club based on the schedule is Michigan. And who won Michigan last year? That was Ryan Blaney. A little different package. I still like him and the whole Penske stable, even though on Twitter, a lot of people are saying they have car trouble, from Logano, he wrecked out in that duel. Then, Cindric and Blaney at the end kind of had some damage. So I don't think they really have any car troubles, even though one of the cars apparently is leased out or bought out from MBM, which is a terrible team. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go all in on them, or pretty much have a lot of them, at least one.
And Blaney's in the he's in the pro picks, but only in like 2 of the lineups. So I mean, it's not like he's going to be probably used by a lot of people. So it might be a good play.
And I like it just because the multiplier is decent for him too. I think, what was it? Because even if you go back to last week, I think he was like 1.1. Now he's at 1.25. So he's still
it's a big increase.
Still gonna be good.
Especially of how good he's run in the past year. Although I will admit, like, last race you see like a 19th or 15th, like, how is that good? Well, the thing is, he had a tire at the end, and with how abrasive Auto Club is, you're gonna have tire problems. But he was really a top 3 car and had that top 3 speed. So if you want to take, just a bit of risk on that tire issue, those issues are pretty random. So yeah, I would say he's got a fast car for the weekend.
Yeah. Then I got Eric Almirola down. He starts in 31st. He's at 1.3. He's obviously had some pretty good finishes here in the past. We'll see what happens with it. He's a guy I play a decent amount just because, like on a lot of other sites, he's relatively cheap. He usually gets you a little bit of place differential too. So
yeah, just from like you see 31st, he just did what I think like Chase did at the end or in qualifying, where a lot of guys just went below the apron and they just ended up spinning out in turn 4. He did the same thing, saved his car, very spectacular. So probably a little bit of that veteran skill, but yeah, for Almirola, I don't know. I'm just not high on the SHR guys, but if you really, I mean, I would say out of all the guys starting the back, that's the safest. Him and Kurt Busch are ones I would look out for, and maybe even Harvick.
Yeah, those ones are definitely interesting just because they're so far back, and especially like we talk about experienced drivers and everything too.
Yeah, they should really know how to. They should really know how to work this, really experienced track. Compared to like the rookies like Burton, Cindric. Although he has a good equipment, I'd go more veteran experience than rookie experience. Although if you want to risk it with Cindric, I understand.
Yeah.
And it looks like Harvick's on like 3 of the lineups. Almirola's only on 1. But I mean, Almirola did really, really well on the last week, Daytona.
Last week, if you didn't crash, you pretty much did well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had 2 of my guys crash right there. So the one lineup that I had that was really good had Stenhouse and LaJoie, and they both crashed right towards the end and took it right out. I was like, you guys couldn't have just made it a couple extra laps.
Yep. I think I had Almirola as my champion. I think that's why. I mean,
he wasn't one of our lineups, I know. Let's see. We got Chris Buescher in there. He's at 1.3. He's guy that starts in the middle of the pack. There's a little bit of upside there. He might just end up kind of being where he's at too. So
yeah, I've heard like sometimes a lot of the like how guys move up and down. I would say maybe he stays around there, and really, if you want to go for RFK, just go for Brad, because Buescher not appealing at all, and There's probably even someone back there that I would like better. Even I think Stenhouse is starting 17th. I would honestly take him over Chris Buescher because he was pretty fast. He just threw down a terrible qualifying lap.
Yeah, and what was it? Stenhouse, they had like a decent multiplier on them this week too.
Yeah, 1.5,
1.4 or something.
1.5.
1.5 even. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. Like part of this might just be me, like with Buescher too, just because he's kind of like that guy to throw in like a lot of time on DraftKings because his price tag's not that crazy most of the time. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. Then we had Ross Chastain in there, 1.3. He's starting in 33rd. I think you say he's another guy that kind of spun out or had something happen in the qualifier and stuff too.
Yeah,
right?
just he was the weirdest qualifying wreck of them all. It just literally some kind of right front failure. He just went straight into the walls. Like his car was destroyed. Like when you saw pictures of that car, it was like, what the hell happened with that car? Honestly, that wasn't his fault. And heck, it was so bad. Oh wait, it was so bad that he didn't even give an interview after the whole wreck. So like either he was actually hurt or his pride was hurt.
Pride, probably.
Yeah.
And Steven says Keselowski all day, all the way.
I would say, yeah.
Let's see where we're at.
So Busch,
last we just have Kurt Busch last, so 1.35. Third is obviously starting as far back as you can get. Well, I guess. So is he going to move up to technically? Is he going to move up to like 35th? Because like the people from today, did they move behind him too? Right?
No, they just if you look at the starting lineup on NASCAR.com, I think he's just going to start last because of.
Okay.
I think it ranked it by owner points from like last year, and so he has 0 owner points or like very low since they got a charter from Starcom Racing, terrible team, and good thing they're somewhat dead right now. So he's gonna be last because of just how they ranked owner points. That's what I'm looking at because they put Harvick, Chastain, Bubba, Justin Haley, and Kurt Busch. I would say it's just gonna be based on those owner points because then they put Almirola in front, but I think Almirola was just only because he somewhat qualified, but ended up wrecking.
Mostly did.
The guys from 32nd to 36th, they did not qualify, and just based when you look at that and just how they ran last year, I would just say that's how they ranked the guys who did not qualify at all.
I guess it was more so as Larson go behind all those guys too.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess he moves up. They move up like one spot. Not a big deal. I mean, you still got Larson behind you, so it's not like it's just regular Joe Smo either.
Yeah, but I will say there is that one concern. Since they did fail 3 times, that he will have to do a pass through on like the first lap or something. And so, I mean, if you go down pit road just on pretty much any track, you're gonna lose like 1 or 2 laps. So like he's gonna have to hope for a caution to come out immediately, which. If guys have that much trouble, like yesterday, then it's likely. So I would just keep a little cautious on him.
Yeah. And then if there's anybody you have that kind of stands out as well.
I kind of didn't really look too much. I know like Reddick starting 11th. I don't know what his multiplier is, but I would say he's been pretty fast and pretty good for a Chevrolet. Him, Byron. Starting 10th, 11th, I feel like they could get up there, get a few place differential points, maybe some fastest laps. Since honestly, a lot of guys are like comparing this track to like Homestead, and like a lot of guys are gonna rip that top lane. And so the guys who rip the top lane the best are Larson, Reddick. Byron won the Homestead race last year, so that's promising and interesting.
Byron's at 1.15 and Reddick's at 1.2.
So I guess Byron might be more of a guy you would use, but those are some of the guys I like. Eric Jones starting 2nd. Am I a bit surprised? Not really. I go to a school where actually one of the guys actually works on that car, so that's really great. I didn't really get too much information out of him, but I think he was pretty excited about this race. But I would say try and stay away from him, because even though I say that car is speed, but I don't think it's gonna keep that second place finish or second place start. I think maybe some guys go for Hemrick. Is his multiplier high?
Let me see again.
I would imagine it's high because he's in a quad car, and yeah, they're pretty much kind of back.
Hemrick?
1.65,
Yeah,
yeah.
1.65.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's
car's
starting up at the
okay.
top.
Cog's been okay. But yeah, I don't know if I'd risk it with Hemrick. Just with how they've just how with that equipment, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just not really high on him.
Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on McDowell? His multiplier is 1.45 and he starts 23rd.
McDowell,
It's just like,
yeah, I didn't really look in too much into McDowell, but it's gonna be he's an interesting guy. I don't think he has the greatest history here at
No.
Fontana.
Don't
Yeah,
look like
and really front row racing, I would only use them at super speedways because that's what they're king at, or pretty much that's what their bread and butter is at.
See, he's just kind of like a guy that's sneaky every once in a while, but that's about it.
Yeah, and yeah, even like last year, he in the early season he was running like top 10s or like top 15s, which were pretty much out of the ordinary.
It looks like Chase Briscoe is like I mean, that's something that the pro picks really like.
Well,
Briscoe.
there is that one guy. Let me find him.
He does start pretty far back. Let's see.
He's like Briscoe's like in the
24th.
What's the multiplier on Custer? Because I'm kind of intrigued on how he might work.
1.35. Does he start 21?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Briscoe's 1.35 too.
Okay, so honestly, you might go Custer because you remember last year he won the Xfinity race, although it was in a different car, but like it's track time, and like you probably want the most track time you can get in a race week. And I know that Custer car may not be as fast, but it's going to be an interesting play with just that experience coming in from the Xfinity race.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get into it. We can set some lineups too if you want. I mean,
sure, I guess.
Pro picks here. I mean, it's pretty. Let's see. Like I said, Chase Briscoe's in there a lot. They got Kurt Busch in there a lot. I mean, those are champions. It's Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson.
I would say they're pretty much They're pretty much high on them, just because of past history and I guess somewhat of how they ran yesterday.
Yeah, but but the pro picks aren't also a factor in that Larson's starting in the back either.
Yeah.
So like when he was in 13th, like that's really easy for him to get top. Like you can still get top 10, but it's just like it's harder now.
Yeah.
And just with he only has the one multiplier, and then even if you put him in the champ, it's like 1.5, and you can still get other people there that look better. But
yeah, I think so too. I mean, last week it was pretty crazy. Like I said, like you said, is the amount of crashes that happened kind of helped the race move along, though.
Yeah, it's if you finish if you got guys that finished last week, you did well.
Yeah.
But I mean, like even last week, there was 70% of people played Hamlin, and
I would say
like 68th lap. So.
I would say it's mostly because just of how history was, and I think they even mentioned in the broadcast that a statistic of like that's the first time that he's DNF'd in like a few years, so he was pretty much a safe bet if he ended up staying in the back, which he did it.
Well, it's like he just started moving up, and then nope, crash.
Yeah. And no one accounted for how Brad would perform.
Take everybody else out.
Oh, man. Oh, IndyCar race finished up. Scott McLaughlin wins, so Penske gets at least one win today. So I don't know if that's any motivation for the Penske guys to try and get back-to-back wins.
Maybe.
So we're going to kind of run through this and set a lineup. I mean, we can actually set two lineups. I'm fine with that.
So I'm getting a bit more information on what the Larson problem was. It appears it was way worse because it was the ignition switch, and when they tried turning it on, it didn't fire. So honestly, if you played Larson, he would have gone nowhere. So yeah, they were gonna have to make that change.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know if I'm playing that. I don't know if I want to get on board with that.
Yeah. I mean, they did fix it, so that's something, but interesting.
It's just the multiplier. Sometimes the multiplier scares me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll once you play it a little bit more, Andrew, you'll see. So like in the champion spot, you'll see. Watch, if I click on the champion spot, you'll see that their multiplier changes.
Mm.
It adds 50% to their, so whatever they are. So if you were a
Yeah.
1, you'll be at 1.5. It's kind of nice because some of these people, like, they go way up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Kyle Busch is a bit higher than Larson. That might be something that I don't know why they don't like to go a lot more Kyle Busch than Larson.
Especially because he's got a better finish. Like if you look back, he's got,
Yeah.
he's top 3 the past 3 years, and Larson's only been top 3 one of those years.
Yeah, he's been, although that was with CGR, but
yeah,
I mean, with just how Kyle Busch has been pretty consistent this whole week, I would take him over like Larson.
Yeah. Plus, you get, so if you do it in the multiplier, you get an extra 0.3 over Larson, and then Larson still starting in the back.
Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised why they don't have a lot of Larson. Well, I guess they made it before.
They made it before that.
Yeah.
Even then, like, that's really a bit higher multiplier and a bit better driver than Larson. Although I've heard that this race could get crazy, so it could come down to whoever just survives.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, that's been the case lately.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen last week, though. So,
but like this league, it's now just gotten even more like just survive somehow. I know, like, probably no one will try and do what they did in qualifying, just go down the bottom and bottom out, hopefully. But yeah.
So how do we want to build this? Do we want to, let's see, who do we think is going to win? That's basically what we think. We're gonna start there.
I'm thinking Kyle Busch, but it could come down to a Penske car. It could come down to Kyle Busch, Hamlin, maybe Chase, but I don't know.
Let's see here. It's the multipliers that like get me excited.
Yeah. If we're just going based on the multipliers, I would go Kyle Busch like we discussed, but
yeah.
Any other news?
And I think I want to throw Keselowski.
Okay.
I mean, we can throw four more cars in there, so there's no more. It's just the normal standard multipliers now. I mean,
yeah. And then
I feel like Blaney's just super safe.
Yeah, I would say that.
And with the like, and his multiplier is higher than it should be.
Yeah. I want to say, if I remember correctly, he has the 9th fastest 10-lap average. The only guys above him that are pretty much of interest: Chase, Logano, Stenhouse, Bell, Byron, Hamlin, and Keselowski. But yeah, I would say he's pretty safe on these 2 milers. Chase. Yeah, he has the 8th fastest 5-lap and the best 10-lap average, so I'm kind of high on him. Yeah, he's the only really guys somewhat.
What about, let's see, what about car difference?
If you really chase, if you really
go ahead,
if you're really chasing that multiplier, you could make one where you put a Stenhouse in the champion, because then he's at 2.25.
Yeah, because he is the 3rd fastest 5-lap and the 4th fastest 10-lap. So, if you're that,
not that I'm sure that he'll win, but if you want the multiplier to be really high, even if you get top 5, then he's still probably the best play.
even with the
Mhm.
place differential, yeah, it's gonna get you
Yeah.
something.
That's one thing I want is like the place. Who do you think is gonna have the best place differential?
I
You got to get
think
these guys in
maybe
here because
Bell,
that
and
helps
then
a lot.
Depends if their cars hold up.
yeah. Although Bell did have some issues,
That's true.
so because he actually was the last one to spin during practice. Although he was trying to like practice getting on the pit road or something, so interesting.
Yeah, that place difference is like a lot.
It's 0.75, and then if they
Yeah.
have a decent
There
multiplier,
be
then
no
it's,
laps led in laps.
Oh, they don't have like DraftKings where they do fastest lap, so that's good.
yeah, it's just laps led, laps completed, and then place differential.
Yeah, other sides are like, oh yeah,
Place,
you can get fastest laps, and what I'm like, oh shoot. What else is starting back there? And yeah, honestly, you could even go like Kurt Busch or Harvick, but I'm liking more Kurt because he was like 16th in practice. Although that's okay, but like that's still like even if he comes up to 16, that's 20 positions.
It's a big deal.
And he was
That's
10th fastest on the 10 lap, 18th fastest on the 5 lap, so okay speed.
Yeah, even if he gets up to 16, that's 15 points plus the multiplier is over 20 points right there.
Yeah, Harvick.
Who are you guys talking about?
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch.
Yeah, I threw him in there.
Oh, you got Kyle.
Yeah, you have both Busch brothers.
I don't think that's a bad idea today either.
Yeah, next week I would say, yeah, maybe not. 4, 5, 6.
So we can do this one here. So we got what? Let's see. So we got Kyle Busch, then we got Blaney, Elliott, Harvick, and then Kurt Busch. So Kyle Busch at the champion spot. We can roll with that.
Yep. I'm okay with that.
And then let's go back to the lobby.
That's not
And
bad.
we'll just throw...
The only thing, like you could, if you want like a higher multiplier or a different place differential for Elliott, you could do something with that too. But otherwise, it's not bad by any means.
Yeah, I think Chase will get you some place differential. Starting 8th, I feel like he has a top 5 car, even a top 3 car. So
yep,
it's gonna get you at least
a little bit,
at least 1 or 2, or even maybe 5 at maximum, or even more.
And if he can get some laps led at least too.
Yeah. He has pretty much one of the fastest long run cars, and with Fontana, I would say they're mostly going long runs. Unless people want to be crazy and cause random cautions all the time.
Yeah.
All right, who did you want me to throw in here? Crazy Stenhouse?
If just for the multiplier at 2.25, he's having some of the fastest times because even if you get top 5 out of him.
Yeah, who else is got a high multiplier? Is it only him?
Let's see.
I'm interested.
Well, it would be multiply the times 1 point or times 0.5.
Yeah. So what was he originally?
1.5.
Yeah, and then Hemrick's the only guy that's really starting. Yeah, I would say he's gonna. That's the one you would go for. Unless scroll up a bit. No, not really. Yeah, I would say if you want to go aggressive and ambitious, go Stenhouse.
Yeah, because if you get top 5 out of him, that's like 20 points just to start. Plus, then you add in everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, then we can play it a little bit more safe. Then we got the one big risk.
I don't even have it on there. Oh wait, I think I can actually get in. Oh wait, I actually can't see the multiplier. So.
See him on the side here.
Yeah, no, like I actually also have the page up in the
and then where you if you look here where it says fantasy points per game, it'll show you what that's average, and then it'll show you what it is with the multiplier next to it.
Yeah.
But NASCAR is tricky because every place is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like golf, though, in that way, too, because not everybody plays good on the same course. Not everybody races good at the same track either.
That's true.
Let's do this, actually. I hate that you have to do this.
What'd you do?
You got to go, like, you have to, like, refresh the upcoming if you want to import a lineup.
Oh.
Because then we can build it, like, off of it. We'll import it, and then we can adjust it. So, bam. Throw Stenhouse in there.
Yeah, Cindric pretty high for the double. Starting up front.
So what else can we adjust here? Do we like Blaney, Bush, and or Kurt? Let's see, Harvick.
I would maybe, well.
Or do we want to make some adjustments here?
Maybe take Kevin Harvick because of, zero practice and zero anything. But then again, you might lose some place differential points.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, even his multiplier is only like 1.1 too, so it's not like if you have a little bit higher multiplier and they start just a little bit further, it kind of evens out at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I can understand. Okay, yeah, I can understand why they.
Ryan Blaney.
Lagan's going to the back, so he was pretty much one of the fastest guys, but yeah, he's going to the back now. Seatbelt.
Why do they like chase Briscoe so much?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I have no clue why. He was like 24th fastest in practice, and I'm going to say terrible in speed.
I feel like he probably just had like one fast lap, and that was it.
Let's throw, you know what? Let's throw Keselowski in there first.
Yeah, why not? That's going to be an interesting play. His history and his equipment's not too much of a downgrade from what he used to have. Yeah.
Then we just roll with both Bushes.
Yeah, I would say so. Feel confident, Kurt. He's been really good on these 2 milers and these high wear tracks. So, I mean,
as long as the car is good.
Yeah, as long as 23-11, if he actually outperforms Bubba, then we'll know how bad Bubba kind of is at this team, and yeah, whatever he needs to fix. Yeah, I don't really understand why they have Briscoe a lot, because even his Xfinity like stats are terrible.
I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, sometimes they hit on it, but I wonder how well they did yesterday on UFC.
I didn't even look at the UFC ones yesterday, but I already have my line set, so that's still.
Wendy won it. That was dope.
Yeah, well, she put. Remember how I called the girl to be that was the underdog to win? She put her in the champion spot. But her lineup was essentially the same as mine, minus one. There's 2 changes between her lineup. So I had Nunez in the champion spot and the other girl in my flex, and she put the other girl in the champion spot and Nunez in the flex, and then there was 1 fighter difference other than that. Otherwise, your lineups were the exact same.
All right, let's see here. We're gonna do some basketball tonight too later. So.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not a very exciting basketball slate either.
Really?
That's always fun. Like last night, shit, fucking, it was bad. Yeah, last night was. Ugh.
Did you play Trey Jones?
Trey Jones. Yeah, the Spurs
No, I didn't play
basically.
Trey Jones. Did he do good?
He had over 40 points at 2x, so he got to 80.
Yeah, he was really good. He was basically
Damn.
the best like Spurs out there. The more like overall like best was probably like Devin Vassilev. I don't have to pronounce that name.
Yeah. Devin Vassell's my boy.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Spurs suck, but I kind of like them just because I like Devin Vassell and DeJounte Murray and Jakob Pertl.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they suck, but the guys that are okay on their team, I like. But I really like Jakob Pertl coming out of college
just
when he
pretty
got
dope.
drafted to Toronto and just like never played there.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
He was a
Apparently,
good
some
champ. I mean, he was a
Frank
good
Thorne-
center yesterday.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, he didn't play yesterday.
Jakob Pertl didn't play yesterday. He played 2 days
No.
ago. He was really good in double
Apparently,
2
overtime.
days ago.
Yeah. Then everybody didn't play yesterday because they played double overtime the night before, and they all played like 46 minutes. So they're like, "Yeah, we're giving them a day off."
Terrible. No.
No.
Apparently,
Well,
Klay
they
Thompson's
had
out.
Joker yesterday, and Joker got fucking shut down.
Yeah.
I think that game was that game a blowout too.
Joker got shut the fuck down.
You talking about Nicola?
Yeah, but guess what? You have to play him
Yeah, he
tonight
got
because
shut
there's no
down.
other
Like he was
centers.
shut down by like in the
He got
first
to
half.
50.5. Like he wasn't shut. That's not shut down.
Oh yeah, he kind of did underperform.
He was at 20
He
points. in the first
underperformed
half.
for him.
Or
Yeah, for his status.
yeah, for him. For the one time.
For him, he underperformed, but he's still better than most centers.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see this. Let me go back here. Well, it's because him and Sabonis, like they're the same player essentially. Jokic is a slightly better version.
Uh-huh.
They're literally the same dude. Jokic is just a little bit pudgier.
Mm-hmm.
And he underperformed. He still had a triple double. And he lost 2 minutes due to foul trouble. Okay.
Who did?
Jokic.
Yeesh.
Oh,
He had
man.
5 fouls yesterday. He lost 2
Ooh.
minutes to foul trouble.
That's
And he had still had a
terrible.
triple double. You can't complain about a guy getting a triple double.
Psh. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Hey, guess what? You pretty much have to play him tonight because there's no other
I
centers.
get as upset as I was.
Tonight you either play Jokic or you
Guess who
play
did
Red
really
Howard
well?
at 2
My boy.
Who?
Guess who did really well yesterday? My man Stevens.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Guess what? We'll do the next game. Get 14 points.
He had over. Yeah, he had over 80. But all right, we can get out of here a little
Trey
bit. Andrew, let me tell everyone where they can find you at, my man.
Oh yeah, so I got Facebook, Twitter. My Twitter handle's at Andrew Y long. Oh wait, just let me repeat that. At Andrew Y 191152111. I haven't really set up a lot of things, but yeah, I'm just down to chat about pretty much any fantasy. Like not really too much in the UFC, but that's still interesting in a way.
Hmm.
And Andrew's going to be on here for sure talking NASCAR all the time. So
yeah, pretty big.
We'll get everything set up. We'll get all your stuff on here too so people can make sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I pretty much try and do as much research, look into whoever's fast, whoever's track history, what other people say, and yeah, try and do as much homework as I can. And yeah, pretty much that's my main sport.
Hell
Just
yeah.
avoid the really bad plays.
That's what we like. We like to have people on here that know their shit. Just like Craig. Craig knows his shit, and he knows a lot of random ass shit, and I love it.
Yep.
But anyways, my internet's getting slow as hell for some reason, so we might as well get out of here.
Yep.
I just got an extender too, and it's still acting up.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't boost it enough.
So we'll be back tonight for a little bit of basketball. What time is it on tonight?
It'll probably be 6 o'clock. So we'll be back at like 5.
I mean, some of the games have started, but yeah, most of the games start at
our normal time.
Yeah, no, yeah, so there's 3 early games.
Yeah,
today.
Knicks, Philly, Utah, Phoenix, and Boston, Indiana.
Yep, because it's a Sunday.
Yeah,
That's what
always other games on a Sunday or Christmas morning or something like that.
Yeah. Christmas slate sucks because every game's like spaced out like an hour, 2 hours, and they put it all on the same slate. So like you get to the last game and like somebody could just not be playing in the last game, but you have nobody to switch them out to. So it's like, do you play the early guys or do you wait around to see if Steph Curry or some random guy's playing? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Well, all right, let's get out of here. We'll be back later, everyone. Talk a little basketball, and Andrew, you're always welcome to come on anytime you want. So just hit me up if you ever want to come on, talk any sports. We're all good with it.
Yeah, no problem.
Woo. Appreciate everyone being here like always. Appreciate my man Craig like always, and we'll be back later. And you should know where to find Craig by now. Coach Craig Sport and Coach Craig Sports. So Coach Craig Sport on Twitter and then Coach Craig Sports everywhere else.
Yep.
We out of here. Peace.
Life ain't sweet if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams. Life ain't sweet if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams. Life ain't sweet if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams.